grab the suction line. It's hot. Fan's not spinning. When it starts up, I like to grab a stick, see if I can start it. But it's not working, it's not running. So let's check to see if it's getting power. Got the panel off. We'll go to volts. And over here on the board, there's a relay. And this is the wire to the fan. Let's see. I'll do this for you. 0 volts. So if we go here to ground, I got 118, that's one leg of power. So let's say we go to one side of the contactor to here, 0, that means it's the same leg. Let's check it to there, so 237. So I know I have 237 volts to the fan. And I can check to see if this relay is closed. There's 0 volts, that means there's no potential for power. There's no potential, which means power is going through. If this relay was closed, it would show 237, 240 volts, because I would have a hot leg on each side. So I'm going to diagnose the bad motor, and I'm going to change it out. First thing to do, pull the power. And then I guess we'll check it. I'll be safe, we'll make sure the power's off. I'll go to each hot side of the contactor, 0 volts, I'll check it to each side to ground. Make sure both legs are off, and we're safe. Let's get a motor. Alright. I've got my screws loose. Let's break these loose. So this motor's been replaced before. You can reuse these connections. It's going to be us and that one. That one. In the world. Oh. Okay. All right. Alright, let's see this. It's pretty clean. I've got this toolbox set up. This little tray with sandpaper, WD-40, and a motor puller. Yep. All right. Well, that stinks. I'm gonna have to cut this shaft. Yep, I'm gonna have to cut the shaft. Okay, let's cut the shaft. Deburr it a little bit. And here we go. You want these screws to be centered, equally spaced. So you tighten them all equally. Tighten them. Always lubricate that. There we go. Put all our tools up. This will be our trash box. This motor is 230 volt, 1075 RPM, 1/3 to 1/6 horsepower, 2 amp. We've got the same thing, 1/3 to 1/6, 1075. Originally it's probably a 1/6 horsepower or something like that. Let's take this. Usually I have an impact adapter for these sockets, for these nuts in the socket. I don't have it on me. I'll have to get it from the shop. pay attention. Let's see. We don't ever do this right here. All right. Make sure we keep our tools together. You can lose them in the leaves. So this motor has these screws on the side. Some mounts use these plated screws. We're not going to use those. Okay, we got 4 nuts off. This is going to be mounted upside down, so we got our plugs here. This faces up. Then we've got drain holes here. Let's see which one. It's probably as good as we can get. First we'll screw this on. Bolt this on. So when you're replacing a motor, it has to be the same voltage, same style. It's going to be an evaporator or condenser motor. Evaporator is for your air handler or furnace. Oops. Same horsepower range. So these replacement motors are usually a range of horsepower. So if you had a 1/4 horsepower, this one would work. This one would work 1/3 to 1/6 horsepower. And the capacitor requirement is 5 microfarads, which is already on the unit, and we can check it. If that capacitor is low, we will replace that too. This motor can be hooked up in 3 or 4 wires, and that configuration is on the diagram. 3 or 4 wires. So you don't want to over tighten these. Just get them very snug. And then I'll go ahead and get my blade on there. You don't want to bottom it out. You want to be close. Ideally, you want to be at the same height. All right. You want this secure. You don't want this to come off. All right, check your rotation. It's clockwise. Got got our wires. This is good, tight. Let's stick this on here. I like to set it like that. Especially on like a Goodman or something where you gotta feed these wires down here. And before we bolt it on, we're going to test fit it. So I'll get that pulled out, pulled in. We'll pull this. I'm going to try to spin the blade and see if it touches. Does not touch. So we're good. All right, let's put the tools up since it's raining. Okay, we got the top on. I'm gonna pull these wires tight. If I can. Because I don't want these to get pulled back into the fan. And I've got it wired up. I've got the black to black, which is a line, a leg or a line. And I've got brown to fan on the capacitor. And then white goes to the other line. So your browns and your whites are always on one leg of your 230, 240. And then your black is on the other leg. Now when I start this up, I'm going to plug it in and for just a second and test it. And make sure that it doesn't hit anything. That doesn't look good. Let me fix this. Alright, we'll clean that up. Let's check it out. Okay, didn't hit. There we go. We'll put the cover on. We got air coming out the top. We'll put the cover on and be good to go. Have a good one.